The purpose of the directive is to empower the competition authorities of the Member States to be more effective enforcers and to ensure that the proper functioning of the internal market. A few problems I'm seeing from constituents, one being a very serious problem that affects all industrial import-export businesses. As of July last year, all goods entering the EU from Britain and all British goods entering the EU are subject to VAT at the point of entry. In my opinion, this is totally pointless and just causes delays. All exporting companies have an EORI number and immediately claim the VAT back. This layer is non-productive, as both the EU and Britain have to employ more people to administer it, and all that happens is the goods are delayed. When goods are delayed, it causes a knock-on effect for businesses, especially small business in rural communities. So we need to try and figure out a way to get rid of this double-layered system, which is hampering competition as such. Since Brexit, customs have been a nightmare, with An Post asking for very small amounts of VAT on goods imported from the UK, and in many of these cases the Irish VAT has already been paid. One constituent of mine purchased a spare part from an Irish website, paid in euros and 23% VAT on the whole transaction. A few days later, he received an email from An Post asking for €1.46 plus €3.50 administration charge. These are all very small amounts of money, and the administration costs must be much higher than the money they are trying to get, which cannot be good for the country and just results in long delays and less attractive to the competition out there. I'm going back to what I brought up last week in Leaders' Questions, the cost of fertiliser, Minister. Where's the competition now? We need this sleeping government to now come on board and help the farmers. And in all fairness, we need to keep the food chain running, Minister. I would appreciate it if you would again listen to what I have asked you and your government colleagues to come up with a plan to help these farmers, because no business anywhere can take a triple cost layer on top of their expenditure already. I suppose what quite a lot of speakers have spoken about is the meat industry and where's the competition there. And I remember standing with the farmers outside the meat factories in Ireland, but in West Cork in particular, in Bandon, there some time back, and they've been crippled with the situation they find themselves that there's been no competition, the meat industry, and there's a monopoly in the meat industry, and that has to be ended, Minister, because that can't continue. People are struggling to try and get the best price they can in a terrible, difficult situation. And the fact that you're not allowing competition there, the fact that one person is running the show, basically, in this country, means that it's going to be almost impossible for anyone to get a fair price. Competition is the life of trade, and that's what this bill, I hope, will help going forward. And you can bring competition issues in a national front and an international front, but you also have to look at a local front, where, I know that there's a massive divide between urban and rural, and the divide is getting bigger and bigger, and the competition is getting bigger and bigger, because it's people in rural Ireland are finding it more difficult to survive. And the unfortunate thing is that you have situations where there's mass development in urban towns, and I wouldn't begrudge anyone from that situation. But then you look back down in Dursey Island in West Cork, where development this week is being brought, or recently has been brought to the judiciary to try and see could they stop development there, to try and open up a community and try and rebuild a rural community. And people in rural Ireland are finding that there is no understanding there, and we have no situation where fairness and competitiveness is treated, that they should be treated alike. And the possibility now is that An Taisce or Birdwatch Ireland now could ruin a project worth millions of euros that would have given that community a chance to compete, to bring employment to their locality, to try and bring tourists to that locality, which would be a very important thing for them. Motor insurance, again, an area where a lot of people can't I suppose insure playgrounds, can't insure community voluntary sector areas, because the competition has never been allowed wide open in relation to the insurance companies. And we should be encouraging competition in this area. And what I can't understand is that this has been left go on for years and years, and leaving some organisations and some individuals go to business because they can't afford the insurance because there's no competition. And I hope that this bill will tackle that going forward. I see one situation in West Cork at the moment where West Cork Bus Connect, he's trying to survive out there. He's in competition with Bus Éireann. Bus Éireann have a monopoly, obviously, because they have state funding. And this man is trying to put forward a private service every hour on the hour service from West Cork to Cork City, and everything is being put in front of him to make sure he doesn't succeed. Instead of encouraging, he's not looking for any state intervention, just the licence to continue. So competition is an international problem, competition is a national problem, but it certainly is a local issue too. When you have situations like a good company, like somebody's willing to dip into his own pocket, take people from Skibbereen, Clonakilty, Bandon, Bantry, Dunmanway, Drumleague, all the way to Cork, every hour on the hour. That's a fabulous service. And for some reason, the state or a state company will get preference above that individual, and that's something that I think needs to be looked into also. Thank you.